Hey guys, Josh here. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to do a quick advanced coaching call for those of you who are getting your hands dirty with your advertising and your lead generation. Super fired up about our engagement and just the unbelievable results across the country, almost in every state of the union that Agent Leads customers are having. So really excited about that. And from time to time, there are parts of Facebook advertising that I don't cover with every novice that comes into the door because it can be overwhelming. Because let's face it, Facebook's a very sophisticated and layered platform. It doesn't mean it has to be hard to use. It doesn't mean that you have to use every bell and whistle that Facebook has. But there are a few key pieces of the Facebook pie that once you get to a certain level and you're generating leads and you're getting appointments and you're closing deals, like there is actually a next level, and there's some little ninja advanced tricks that you can start implementing in your campaigns. Okay? Specifically on this coaching call, I wanted to talk about manual bidding versus automatic bidding. Now, if you are completely clueless as to what I'm talking about right now, that means you either haven't gone through the training or you haven't accessed your Facebook Ads Manager in depth, which I understand, but get in there and do it. There are, if you recall, three primary structures or parts of a campaign inside of Facebook. You have campaigns that host ad sets that host ads, right? And the ad set is where we do our budgeting and our targeting, and it's also where the bidding can be manually set. Now, by default, you'll always have your ad set set at an auto bid. Now, what are we talking about with bidding? What's going on? Well, it's important to remember that this whole thing works because of an auction. And if you have to, just for comparison's sake, think about eBay or think about a traditional estate auction or whatever you need to do, auctioneer and gavel in hand, you have to understand that Facebook is basically, especially Facebook Advertiser, Facebook Ads Manager, Facebook Power Editor, they are basically just a digital auctioneer. All day long, every day, the artificial intelligence, the robot brain of Facebook is going around to every advertiser going, what are you bidding? What will you give for this advertising space on this news feed at this moment in time? So it's important to remember that that is what's happening every time you launch an ad. So then your ad is deployed into the Facebook ecosystem and your competitor's ad is deployed, and now you have competing ads. That doesn't mean they're the same ad. It doesn't mean that they're doing the same thing you're doing. It just means that they've got content going out, they've got a message going out, and you've got a message going out. Okay, well then, how does Facebook determine whose message gets shown first to the highest qualified prospector impression, right? It's through the bidding process. And so the way you tell the Facebook hunting dog, your ad set, the way you tell it to bid is the way your ad will perform against a competing advertiser. It may not even be a real estate agent. It may not even be in the real estate space. It could be Dollar Shave Club. It could be there's 3 million advertisers now on Facebook. And so if you're wanting to be the most relevant, most poignant, most timely ad shown in front of them, then I would encourage you to start testing manual bidding. We do a lot of manual bidding when we set up ads or when we have service clients or when we set up funnels for people. And that is because we've done a ton of testing. We don't always train you to do that at first because it's a little advanced. That's why I'm doing this coaching call. Auto bidding usually works just fine, especially in your maiden voyage, but If you get out there and you want to start competing and maybe lowering your cost per lead, manual bidding is where it's at. Now, super simple thing, a piece of training here. It's why I'm not on my computer screen, because I don't want you to get too wrapped up in the weeds here. But basically, when you are in the ad set, you go all the way down to the bottom of the ad set editing box, where you have the bidding section, the bidding and optimization section. Take it from auto bid and select the radio button next to manual bid, and a little box will pop up, something like this, right? And it'll probably have like $5 auto populated. Maybe it's different. So it's really dependent on your targeting, your populations and stuff like that. And then under it or around it somewhere, depending on the Facebook interface updates and stuff, it's going to have a range. This will vary. So it might say, something like $6.80 to $15.25. Okay, so if you've got that range there, that's Facebook saying, hey, for the most part, this is what your ad, your lead is going for potentially. And so what you do is, and depending on what this ratio is or whatever this range is, you take the highest part of that range, we'll say in this case $15.25, and 3 or 4 exit. Okay? 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 of the multiple. So that would be like $60. Okay? So I'm going to say that I'm going to change my bid from $5. I'm going to make it $62 and a penny. Remember Price is Right when they used to bid against each other? It's the same thing. In order to get on stage, what you're doing is you're playing Price is Right, and Facebook's saying, "All right, who's the high bidder? Who's the closest bidder?" And remember when the people used to win because they would go $1 over? Well, this is kind of what one little strategy you can do is going a penny over. And what this doesn't do, before you freak out or get scared of this strategy, it doesn't mean you're going to pay $62 a lead. By no means. As a matter of fact, the way the Facebook algorithm rewards you is that it will only make you pay 1 penny above what the lowest next competitor is willing to pay for that lead. And so it actually, in many cases, will lower your cost per lead because you're getting more distribution. You're getting more people seeing your ad because you were prioritized as a big spender, but in reality, they don't require you to pay what you bid. You only pay the next possible cost per lead or conversion cost. So that's a way to kind of bully the system, for lack of better words, into giving you a higher priority. Because remember, what we really are doing is attracting attention, right? Your ad is attracting attention. So in the Facebook news feed, right? Pretend this is your Facebook page, right? Well, all we're trying to do is show up in this news feed more frequently to the right people at the right time, right? So this bid tells Facebook, hey, let's put them in here now. Let's put them in here now, so that instead of the other guy, instead of the other gal, so that you can have more reach. And the more reach you have in your farm, in your market, then the more attention you can get. And then if you've got more attention and you've got great ad copy, like we give you, a good offer, then guess what? The more attention that you have at the less expensive level, the better and more converting your message, your ad creative that we give you performs. Okay, so hope that was helpful. Post questions below if it doesn't make sense. I'd love to field questions and help you if you have any. This is a super helpful advanced approach that actually isn't hard to execute whatsoever. It's just literally entering in some different numbers. And one other best practice is to be aware of is just make sure after you launch this ad with a manual bid that it doesn't fatigue too quickly. What do I mean by fatigue? I mean, if you have a small audience, you may need to duplicate and restart this ad every few days or so. Rather than leaving it running for 10 days, let it run for 3 or 4 days. If it's performing well, duplicate it, start over, because it'll prevent your ad from fatiguing as quickly. And then of course you can always update the slideshow or the ad level creative with different or better curbside appeal pictures or whatever it is, whichever campaign you're operating with. Just be sure not to let the manual bid price over deliver too fast, and then you get the same people seeing it over and over again, and your ad fatigues, and you'll kind of see like a decay in performance. Anytime you see a decay in performance, duplicate the ad set, relaunch it with the same manual bid that was working, and go again. All right, Josh here signing off. Hope this was helpful. A little bit of a ninja advance call. Go after it and ask questions in the comments below if you have any. See ya.